Welcome back to Chocketable Media. The city of Ibadan, along with friends, political allies, and anyone who knew Pa Omololu Olenloyo, a distinguished elder statesman and former governor of Oyo State, has entered a period of mourning following his passing at the age of 89. Since the news broke last week, one of his daughters, Kemi Olenloyo, known for her candid presence on social media, has been sharing her family's story, highlighting how her father impacted the lives of each family member. "My father was occultic, tortured us emotionally and physically." Kemi Olenloyo rejects condolences over dad's death, states she's no longer part of the family. Olenloyo also alleged that her father took in another wife who attempted to poison her mother and blocked their access to him. Controversial investigative journalist Kemi Olenloyo has stated that she is not mourning the demise of her father and former Oyo State Governor, Dr. Victor Omololu Olenloyo. On Sunday, April 6, Kemi Olenloyo has made serious allegations against her late father, Dr. Victor Omololu Olenloyo, a former governor of Oyo State, claiming that he engaged in occult practices and subjected her and her siblings to emotional and physical abuse during their childhood. She also accused him of marrying another woman who allegedly tried to poison her mother and restricted their contact with him. In a Facebook post on Wednesday, Kemi expressed that she is not grieving her father's passing, which occurred on Sunday, April 6. She shared her perspective on the family turmoil that she believes contributed to their strained relationship. Kemi announced her intention to share video statements regarding her father's death on TikTok, declaring, "I am not part of the Olenloyo family anymore, and I told you that in 2024, I will never return to Nigeria even if my parents die." In a follow-up video, she elaborated on the family dynamics, attributing much of the discord to her father's actions. "I am not accepting anyone's condolences because I am not mourning with anyone. If you wish to express condolences regarding my father's death, please visit facebook.com/omololunloyo," she stated. While Kemi mentioned that she has forgiven her father, she continued to voice her frustrations, saying, "You don't know what's happening in my family, and I don't know what's happening in yours." She described her father as two different individuals, one persona for the public and another for the family. "My father destroyed our family unit. He tortured us emotionally and physically," she asserted, emphasizing her feelings of betrayal despite being publicly labeled as his favorite daughter. A teacher once reported my 12-year-old brother, G. Benga, to Daddy that he stole in school. Dad hung him on the ceiling fan, beat him heavily and switched the fan on. One day G. Benga came home with someone else's pencil from school, and Dad accused him of stealing, so Dad plugged the iron, made sure it was very hot, and put it on G. Benga's back. This is the person you all are writing nice messages for after his *th. The scars are still on G. Benga's back till today. He will tell that story to his children. He was helping other people's children to get jobs, but he never did anything for us. My dad once took my 17-year-old brother, Oyelek, and one other sibling to a ritualist. When they got there, they drank human blow *D. When Oyelek got back to the UK 6 weeks after, a car hit him and he died. Mummy shouted at my dad that he sacrificed Oyelek. The other sibling is now living with HIV since he drank that blood. My father ruined a lot of lives. He was evil. When I was in America, I sent my first son home to Dad for holidays. When he came back, he wasn't talking again. He didn't talk until he was 14. Doctors called it autism, but it was my dad and his wife Ronk that did juju to my son." This and many more are coming from Kemi Olenloyo. Let's watch one of her videos, but don't forget to subscribe, like and share.
Hi everybody, this is Dr. Kemi Olenloyo. It's been maybe 3 or 4 days since my father passed away, and I wanted to reply to everybody that's been posting everywhere on my platforms. Condolences, accept my condolences. You know, these stupid lines. I'm not accepting anybody's condolences because I am not condoling with anybody. So if you want to condole with my father on his death or my family, you need to go to facebook.com/Omololu Olenloyo. There's a Facebook his grandchildren built for him 13 years ago. Facebook.com/Omololu Olenloyo. You can go condole over there. I have forgiven my dad for everything he did. I started talking about my own life, Kemi Talks Life, in 2019. I stopped at a point. Many of the videos are on YouTube. At one point, I stopped and I picked up on my 60th birthday to tell that story on and continue based on the hashtag Kemi Olunloyo at 60. Some of you saw the stories. It went viral on Facebook. So many comments. Last night, I started reposting the same post, and it's still viral. Because many of you don't believe what you are reading actually happened to me. Remember, I'm talking about my own life, Kemi Talks Live. I started putting videos on Kemi Talks Live on all my platforms last week, and all of you ignored it. I did videos, Kemi Talks Live. I talked about IPOB. I talked about Hush Puppy. I talked about Mrs. Funlaya Kuti. I talked about deaths and murderers and all kinds of assassinations in Nigeria. But none of you have watched it. I removed them all from Instagram because there was not even activity there. They're on Facebook with 1 comment, 2 comment. Then when my father died, you started watching them. At the end of the day, I just want to say this to you. You don't know what's going on in my family, and I don't know what's going on in your family. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, my father, Victor Malolu Olunloyo, is 2 different people. He was one person to the world, and he was another person in his house. My father destroyed our family unit. My father tortured us as kids. He tortured us emotionally and physically. My father ruined the family unit. I have a lot to say, but on his birthday on Monday, he would have turned 90. I would say a lot on that day. I would post a lot of things. I would post a lot of my conversations with him. My father marketed me to the world as his favorite daughter, his favorite child. He also marketed himself to me as that. But I was far from being his favorite. My father used me for a lot of things. My father did a lot to all of us. When I say used me, as in he took advantage of some of my own positive energies. My father was into juju heavily. And the way he got into it, I will say more in details on his birthday. My father was into occult practices, and I called my father out on his 80th birthday. If some of you remembered on Twitter, I called my dad out in so many tweets on his 88th birthday. Omololu Olunloyo 80, or at 80, I don't know, you can go search, you know how to take tweets. After I called my father out, he went to Pastor Adeboye and said he wanted to become born again, and he did. My father had me kidnapped. He organized a kidnap. I'll tell you the details. My father, who always said I was his favorite child to the world, I wasn't. You've read some of my mom's stories too. You've read a lot. My sisters, the rest of the family. I'm one of the chosen ones. I know I'm special, and I know what God brought me here for. They wanted to kill my star. They tried, but they didn't. But they killed Tayo. They killed my brother's star. My brother that died at 51, who was in the Alimos Go car with me, remember, he lost almost half of his brain and he became paralyzed for 43 years and lived with seizures and no livelihood. Tayo was buried after he died in 2021. I was the one in the car with him. You've read his story. Tayo was reading the 9 times table of multiplication at 5 years old. 9 times 1, 9. 9 times 2, 18. He was the other mathematician. He would have been great. They killed his destiny. Daddy, you ruined the family unit. Daddy brought in a woman, Runke, Runke Omololu Olunloyo. That is my father's wife that all of you were calling my mother last night. Runke did an interview with Galaxy Television, and all of you said, oh, she speaks such good English. Like, that's where Kemi got it from. Runke is not my mother. Runke is my sister's age mate. I'm 60. My sister's 61, going on 62. Ronke is about 65. Ronke was a campaign worker for my father in 1983 during the governorship campaign, and she was dating my father. Ronke got pregnant with her first child with my father. And then the whole family went into ruckus. Everybody was fighting. My mother was angry because my mother married an intellectual. My mother has done a lot of mistakes. I don't talk to her anymore because she also got into the juju thing. My mother married an intellectual, a man who got a PhD at 26 years old. And he turned into what? A polygamist? Not that polygamists are not good, but the way it happened to my family. After her daughter was born, Wura, who's my half-sister, she got pregnant again with a boy, Olumide. That's what she wanted. Okay, Ronke was our classmate at staff school. She walked to school with my sister, and now she became my father's concubine. Ronke Shonaike married my dad and became Ade Ronke Omalolu. She has another daughter, Shubomi. These are family secrets and family truths. In every family, there's the one child who is called the black sheep, and that child is the one that tells the truth and speaks out. I'm not representing my siblings. I don't talk to my siblings. But some of them cannot talk out like I am. I'm not talking for them. I'm talking for myself. When Ronke came into our family, my father started all manners of occult things. It's too long. It's too painful. I will try my best and tell it. I will try my best. From the moment she came in there, she attempted to poison my mother once by giving a house girl poison, which sent my mother to the hospital. She almost died. There has been stories on Ronke's side too, where my mother put a coffin under Olumide's room. Olumide was living in Malete with my dad, and this boy had a room, and under his bed there was a coffin. Those small coffins they call shigidi. Ronke says it's my mom that put it there. They have had their versions of stories. It's not to say polygamy is not a good thing. I've seen good families with good polygamy. But an academic person who now through this, don't forget that Ronke had a baby after my father became governor briefly, I believe the next year or something. You're like, you're first lady of the state and your husband just impregnated a campaign worker, and next thing you know, our family was never the same again. Ronke does not talk to me. My oldest sister has said that towards the end of daddy's life, nobody had access to daddy. After the 2021 stroke, they couldn't talk to daddy on the phone because Ronke did not give anybody access. My parents are separated, and my mother lives somewhere in Ibadan. I don't know. You see how my mother, my sister, and the house girl beat me up? You saw all those. A lot of it is spiritual and it's occult. In anything that happens in the house, my father will step there, and the moment he goes, fights start. We don't talk to our dad on the phone because if you talk to dad, everything you're planning to do, it goes out. It fizzles out. If you have a deal you have to make, you have something, even if you don't tell him, the fact that you spoke to him, the spiritual thing goes out, and you notice. People will pick him up from the airport, their car will break down, engines will go.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.